Where are we at now, Adam?
We are at the famous Hubbards Beach and Campground.
Nice.
It's quite a staple here in Hubbards. The Harnish family goes back generations. In fact, I wrote a blog on it recently. I never told you this story. I wrote a blog about the Hubbards. I did tell you about that. Yeah. But I was recently corrected on some of my historical knowledge of the area. Originally, I said it was founded by or discovered by two brothers with the last name Daphne, like the old Tuna Blue over there.
Yep.
Yeah, no, actually, it turns out it was a Harnish. I knew the Harnish's legacy in the Hubbards area went back centuries, but I didn't realize how far back it went. Right. Back to the 1700s sometimes. Cool. Anyway, so Hubbards Beach and Campground, yep. A staple along with the Shore Club, yep. Owned by the Harnishes here. And we're standing right now just behind this little grassy knoll.
It's called a sand dune.
That's grass.
It's a dune.
Okay, it's a dune. All right. Behind this dune, you're
for all my PEI followers, we know that that's a dune.
With grass. So it's a knoll, too. It's a duney knoll.
Ontario.
A knolly dune.
Ontario.
I agree to disagree.
Go to your lake.
You know what? I want to check out the beach first. It's right over there. Let's go and check it out.
So my name is Jared Harnish. I am fourth generation owner-operator of Hubbards Beach Campground. Also doing it in conjunction with my cousin Luke Harnish. So my father had been running the campground for about the last 40 odd years. That's Clyde Harnish. Before him was Roy Harnish. So this is my first season, first full-fledged season here at the campground. It originated back in the 1930s. We've got 16 cottages. They range from a 2-bedroom to a six bedroom or 6 beds. We've got some bunkies down there. All the cottages are pretty rustic. Nothing is insulated. They're all very rustic with some old ocean stone or beach stone fireplaces in them. So there's lots of character. So we have 16 cottages. We've got, obviously we have the beach, which is really the mainstay and the reason why people come down. And so it started as a field that people were tenting in to go to the club. Slowly those tents became more formalized. More people came down for the beach. They built some cottages in the 30s. And it's just developed since then. So they added, it was about 5 cottages added on at a time until they got to the present day, 16. We've got about 115 sites. We're currently adding about 20 that are lagoon ocean view sites, so people are excited about those. And then we actually have an old Christmas tree patch that my grandfather used to trim and sell Christmas trees. And so we've converted that into more of a wilderness camping environment. So people I think are going to be really happy to be able to get a little bit more privacy and have that more wilderness camping and still be able to go to the club, go see the local business, Tuna Blue, that sort of thing. So we're excited about that. And I mean, we work really hand in hand with the businesses that are either it's the Shore Club or Tuna Blue, like I mentioned. And then around the Cove, we've got some new distilleries that have just opened up. And so it's really kind of that communal effort to try and make sure the tourists, when they're coming, are enjoying themselves. And that's from afar and from the city. So we're probably 50-50 once we get into the heat of summer. And then on the shoulder seasons, we're mostly locals coming out of Halifax and surrounding Nova Scotia. Everybody that works here is either almost, I wouldn't say live on the grounds, but very close by. Just about everybody's either a local Hubbards native or they're actually seasonals. So we've got a combination of both. Like I said, this is my first year back home. I was gone for 15 years away doing some engineering work, working in construction. My wife and I have always talked about wanting to come back home to Nova Scotia. My wife's from Moncton. I'm originally from here. So we were both trying to find a way back. My father was looking to retire. The stars aligned, and we kind of just said it was time. We had our third child was on his way, so it was just kind of the right time to come back. And I remember growing up here. This is the sweetest place to grow up as a kid. There's endless amounts of fun and trouble you can get into. And so I was really excited to get back, let my family have the same experience I did when I was young. And yeah, so we wanted to come back, enjoy the friendliness of being back in Nova Scotia. And then obviously getting closer to the water. We always said if we could get close to the water, we would. And obviously this is about as close as you can get. So, and the other thing is just it's running a business, but it's very much just working with people you enjoy. Working in a community that's very close. We're all working together to try and build a better environment down here for people in general. So that part of it's really refreshing. Coming from a construction background in other parts of Canada, it's a whole different world. So yeah, we're happy to be back. It's more work than I expected. In the sense that you look at somebody sitting in the sun and it looks super relaxing. But there's a lot going on, so we're constantly, and we're trying to update. We've been here for since the 1930s, and it's the challenge is we want to maintain what we have and not change it to the point where it's not what it was, but make it more comfortable for everybody as they come and visit. Right, so that's the fun struggle. That's the fun part and struggle for us being fourth generation coming in is. Change it a little, but maintain really what makes people love it down here. Mm-hmm. When I was looking at coming back, I was speaking with my cousin who's been working at the club for quite a few years now, and so we wanted to start pairing up together and in terms of how to really build the right atmosphere and culture, and everybody had always talked about why does the club not have a patio? It needs a patio. We just started looking at the details. I shook every tree I could to get an idea or see if we could get any help building it. And we were lucky enough to get some funding through ACOA to build, again, exactly that, build the experience. So they helped out funding a little bit of the construction. So we got that going immediately. And that's kind of happening in conjunction with getting the campground more available to have more people come. So that's new sites, new cabins, increasing the infrastructure, whether it's power or bathrooms, and just sprucing things up, trying to get it so that when we are at capacity for events like Matt Mays or Classified or any of our returning artists that come back and have a great following, we don't want to have to turn people away, and we want to be able to have a little bit of everything for everyone, right? Our main following is anywhere between 19 and 90, right? So you see all different backgrounds, all different ages that come and join. So that's really what we're looking at. And I think a patio was a big part of that. And then it's just making sure that we can accommodate for when people want to come down here and they don't want to leave that night.